All right. Good morning. So I never really know what to say in the very beginning, and here I am. So this is the new time visualization that I just came to me. This is how much time we have. Oops, come on now. One swing around the clock. That's how much time you have. 12 hours. Plus a bonus 4. This way I can see the entire 24-hour cycle. This little absent quadrant is our sleep time. So between this is 24 hours. Okay. Overwhelm is one of the emotional traps I fall into. That's one of the main emotional traps I fall into. And what I realize is that no matter what story my emotions tell me, the reality of overwhelm is simply that I don't know what to do. It's as simple as that. And in this one moment, I am in the explanation mode, but I'm feeling out of congruence. So I'm going to switch mode. I'm switching into the emotional game. So, what are the games that are present in life at all moments? This awareness has given me such freedom. It it lets me know which game I'm in so I'm not blending them all together so it adds to my overwhelm. So down here is the emotional game. This is why I turn on live video, is to increase the emotional pressure and do emotional strength training. Emotional strength training. That's one of the games. Up here is the symbolic plane. So when I'm trying to explain my concepts and trying to teach it, that's the plane I am working in. Here is the social plane. Over here is the physical plane. So if I'm out there mowing the lawn, if I'm doing laundry, I'm maintaining my physical environment. So health, wealth, relationships would be over here, but I'll put it over here. Okay. So just when I was starting, I was attempting to be up here to explain. Again, my mind just goes blank. So now that shifts me into the emotional plane. My mind going blank isn't a personal failure. It shifts me into the emotional game. Hmm. And that's how I play the emotional game. By knowing which lever in the experiential dimension breath, speed, posture, and letting go of all emotional effort. That is the one breath meditation. Breath, I drop the speed, posture, and then I let go of emotional effort into effortless action. So I'm feeling a little more sticky this morning. Okay, so that means I'm a little bit in the sea. I'm like halfway in, maybe a little more than 2/3. And depending on how deep I am in the emotional sea, is how much emotional freedom I'm going to feel. I'm like right here. And I know that, here's the addition to this game. I always thought it was fear that stops me. But here's what fear does. Fear stops me from even starting. But once I have started, it is anger that makes things worse. Anger is self-criticism, emotional self-attack. I realized it was anger that was driving me into the ground. It was anger that says, "Oh, I'm not speaking clearly. I'm not performing as I want to." It's like, "Oh, do better, do better, do better." And the more it tries to use negative motivation, punishment, the worse I get. Hurts. So this is my internal punishment criticism. It wasn't fear. That's why I couldn't quite get to it. That's why it was actually getting worse. Because I just thought, I'm just going to keep leaning into it, leaning into it, leaning into it. And then my performance just gets worse and worse and worse. Like, what the heck is going on? Because I thought it was just fear. And fear, I just need to expose myself to that challenging stimulus. However, anger has 2 points. It's comparing where I am now to where I want to be. Get that? Be. And then if I'm not up to par, the internal critic tries to like attack me to do better, but it's actually driving me further worse. It is the cause and consequence of why I feel so bad. So I've come to the conclusion that punishment, emotional violence within myself is never productive. It's just not. It's just, it is the cause and consequence of why I'm doing so badly. And then it tries to attack me even more to try to drive me up, but it's simply not working. So this is the maladaptive behavior. 1 second. So now that I found that, I can focus on it. And here is, so live video simply gives me the space. It gives me a playground to play with, right? It adds emotional energy and it adds focus and weight. One of the things that I do with it is shadow puppet improv theater. So I externalize my internal environment and I declare the two beings that are always within a communication. This is one of my biggest realization lately. That every communication, even if I feel like I'm speaking to, I don't know, no one or everyone, there's always two implied beings, who I'm speaking to and who I'm speaking as. So under improv, shadow puppet improv theater and the theater of the now, I could also call this the theater of the now. Theater of the now. Hmm. The now moment is all that will ever exist right here, right now. So any feeling that is attacking the now can now be identified because this space, this theater of the now, is absolutely perfect. That's what it's designed for. This is a theater of liberation. This is the goal is liberation and accept liberation. We suffer because we are fighting what is. We are fighting what is. And that fighting is the critic. Urgh! It is the use of anger. It's like, that's terrible. Tries to make things better by attacking. We all have it. It's a human experience. Okay. Whew. See, right now I feel like there's a way that I wish I was speaking this in a way that's like dynamic and exciting and oh my gosh, that's what I'm wishing right now. That's one part of me is like saying that's the way I want to perform. And when I don't meet that internal self-image, the critic comes in. The emotional critic's like, "Come on, you're doing terrible. You sound bad. Hmm. I think even the throat coughing is a psychosymptomatic manifestation of this fear, this desire, this self-attack. So the way through is shadow work. And shadow means hidden. It's hidden away from the public, from social, from other people. And the way through that is to bring what's on the inside outside. Inside. What's on the inside? Outside. And I'm doing live video. So let's give myself some more space to draw. Okay. So this is all pretty much cutting edge for me. I'm speaking to myself as well as anyone who may be listening. And if this is Shadow Improv Theater, who I'm speaking to is 8 billion people. It's everyone who can possibly be watching. Like I just imagine the stakes as high as it possibly can be, right? So this is 8. Let's try that again. 8 billion. Ah! And a fraction of those will be bullies and critics and hecklers. And here's the thing I realized that hecklers, the bullies that I'm afraid of, they're the ones who've actually broken the social contract to begin with. Most of us won't do that. Most of us are nice, gentle, supportive. But there's a fraction who feel insecure and they want to feel better by emotionally putting someone else down. I've been in that camp, so I'm not innocent. I felt insecure in the past and I have tried to make myself feel better by putting someone else down, by criticizing, by laughing at them. Right? So everything that's here is inside me. These are my imaginary um, anticipated audience. This is the imaginary anticipated audience. This is the entire social domain. The reason why Shadow Puppet Improv Theater works is because this is how our social brain works. We are anticipating the social consequences of what we're doing. Hope. Well, that's... come on. Meow. Okay. That's... I keep forgetting to... put myself on... do not disturb. So I'm going to take a moment to recover from that. part of the challenge with this platform is just 1 second. It doesn't really separate when I'm doing a live video and stop the calls from taking over my whole screen. That seems like a design flaw. And here I am. Okay. Okay, back to here. 1 second. I'm on a live video. Okay. Coming back here. Um, see, the throat, I'm pretty sure is psychosymptomatic. Whenever I'm in the sea, I tend to have more of a throat challenge. So, whatever. Here it is. Theater of the now. I'm accepting myself exactly as I am. This is perfect. Woot! All right. You see how this is emotional strength training? No matter what comes up, is what comes up. There's nothing wrong with that. I could be frustrated. It's frustrated because that wasn't what I was anticipating. And that's it. There's nothing to it. And then when the inner critic activates, like, ugh, that becomes the game. Okay? So, again, this is the frustration of my throat. It feels uncomfortable. So now, all right. So here I am. I am in the emotional training. And I shift into the experiential dimension in order to play this game. Because I don't control the emotions directly. I control my actions. And the things I can control: breath, speed, posture, and letting go of all emotional effort. There's nothing I'm trying to do. Not a bit. Even though my emotions are here trying to do something, I, as the being, don't need to try to do anything on top of that. So I'm not adding to the challenge. All right, if this is the emotion, right, this is the ground that caused it. I'm letting go of any extra shoulds. I let this go. And I'm practicing universal acceptance of this moment. I love you this moment. I love every emotion and how it feels. I love every distraction, every obstacle. This is the game. Mm. And I bring what's on the inside outside. Right? So these are all the games I'm doing simultaneously. I'm just showing everything. I bring what's on the inside outside. I don't try to control my emotions. I control my second order emotions. I control whether or not I'm trying to beat up on the first order emotions. And I control what I can control. And that's the one breath meditation. So these are the five games that are always active. If I'm trying to explain something, I'm up here. If I fail and I start emotionally spiraling, I'm down here. If I'm talking to somebody, I'm over here. But right now, I'm not calibrated to anyone. Just me. This is me. I'm speaking to myself. Okay. I activated live video. So these are all things that are happening simultaneously. Activate live video, which creates this playground. Added emotional strength training. And then, because I'm speaking, there is always an implied audience. Oh, implied audience and an implied speaker. And I haven't even finished this yet. Okay? So who I'm speaking to is every possible human being on the planet and maybe trillions of people in the future. Ah! But who am I? I speak as a representative of all of humanity. However, I'm only one. I'm also speaking only as one instance of all of humanity. Okay. I'm speaking as all of humanity. Humanity. And I'm speaking as one instant of all of humanity. Right? There's many other people. But everything I could possibly say in this moment is within the range of what could be said, could be done. So if aliens came to Earth now and saw this video, be like, well, this is what humanity is about. This is one instance of it. Whew, okay. So now what? Just now there was this wave of say something cool. Performance. It's a performance shadow. I need to perform. I need to look good. Ooh, yes. Look good. That's a shadow. Wow, 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 ba, 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 ba. So that's my performance shadow. It's like it wants to perform. It's like, okay, here, let's perform. Mm, 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 mm. Cool. Perform. Mainly, it just wants to look good. And then I feel the counter shadow. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be saying that out loud. I look weak. I don't look good when you say I want to look good. It's supposed to be, uh, um, it's supposed to be, you know, you don't say it out loud. Again, I got this from Landmark, right? One of our main goals is to look good and avoid looking bad. Okay. So here we are. And really, to really do shadow puppet improv theater, I would close my eyes. Somehow that changes everything. But let me finish this. Okay? So I'm speaking to all 8 billion peoples and maybe trillions of people to come. Hello, everybody in the whole universe. Okay. I'm speaking as a representative of all of humanity. Oh, but I'm also only speaking as one instance of all of humanity. There's many of us out there. Okay? So that makes this statement completely true. All right? This is an absolute pure logical statement. And this is an imaginary audience. This is what I'm imagining I'm speaking to. Again, absolute truth. This allows me to be in absolute congruence in all the parts of me. And within these 8 billion imaginary audience, there's a fraction of them that are critics. They use dark social strategies, attacking, criticizing, um, accusing. Okay? And then within me, I have a response. This is a fearful response. There's a part of me that's like, oh, it's responding to these critics and like, oh no, people would laugh at me if I do this, so then I don't do this and I go around it. That's my childhood self. As an adult, I get to choose which of the critics are valid. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is something I got to yesterday with my conversations with my dad. So this side is like childish critics, bullies that they were the ones who broke the social contract to begin with, and then I feel like I had to skirt around them and be like, "Oh, I don't want to look weak and be laughed at and. But wait, I'm an adult now, so I could do all these things and just okay, laugh at me, whatever. But here's the thing. Over here are actual advisors that are good. These are actually good advisors. Let's say I'm doing mountain climbing, and these people are advising me to um, put on a harness, or rock climbing, and they're advising me to put on a harness and use a rope for safety. That's a good advice. Okay? And then there's a side of me that would like to listen to that advice and learn and grow bigger, but I'm not quite there yet. You know? So it does feel incongruent because I sometimes maybe I forget to wear the safety harness, like oh shoot, like that's a big deal, right? It's like so So I want to listen to these good advisors, and they are changing my behavior in a positive way. These are bad advisors. They're bullies, they are not actually helping me. And this is my response to those negative, the wrong advice. So I am now externalizing what has been previously internalized. And here is the 5 phases of social unmasking. Actually, I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. I should learn. I'm learning. That just popped up in my brain. Da 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 for 1 hour. Okay. Now it's on. Hopefully it won't trigger. Anyways, um, coming back to here. Ooh, that's a game of distraction mastery. Distraction mastery. Where? Okay. Distraction, but it's not really distraction. It's like, ooh, like I need to record this. Distraction mastery. I can still call it a distraction because right now I'm doing a live video. But it was part of the live video, so it's not exactly. Distraction mastery simply means coming back to here. So, I do a task, an exercise I call active meditation, in which I trace my chain of thoughts from one thought, and that leads me to the next thought, and leads to the next thought. Like, how did I get here? It's like, oh, because I was thinking about this, I was thinking about this, I was thinking about this. So I'm training this skill to be able to trace my thoughts backwards. The memory. This is a meta skill. And so it's important to know that what task am I actually doing? And then if I deviate it from that, oh, okay, that's all right. Let's just go right back here. That's it. And then if there's ahas and things I want to capture, that's kind of what the second brain is for. Throughout the day, there's these light bulbs, like, oh my gosh, ding. And so we have a second brain, pretty much a system of capturing these ideas so they don't have to stick around in the brain. And if we don't capture them, they usually disappear. Okay, so these are ideas, capture. So let's practice retracing our steps. We went to second brain. Let's come back to distraction mastery. How did I get to distraction mastery? I had a thought of turning on Do Not Disturb. So I had a thought. See, this is exactly the same step. Do not disturb. D-U-R-B. Do not disturb. So I had this aha. It was valid for this task. But then I had, okay, so I had aha. It was valid for the task, so I did it. But now I am 4 or 5 steps away, right? So, okay, and then it reminded me of the distraction mastery, which reminded me of second brain, of course, and then I can actually use the very distraction mastery skill to trace it back to here, trace it back to here, and if I draw it I can trace it so much easier. This is why visual thinking is so insanely powerful. Um, okay, and then I can come back to here. So we were in the live. There's also one more, right? Because I got a call. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. Ah. Okay. And so my brain gave me an aha to like, wait, turn on do not disturb, And then I go here, and then I went here, and then I went back here, went back here, went back to here, went back to here, and now we're back into live video. And this whole process is what? What is this whole process? We are in the symbolic plane, okay? What about thought mastery? Ooh, symbolic. This is symbolic. Uh, Visual thinking, visual language, symbolic, being able to capture my thoughts in real time. Visual thinking, visual language. And that's why this is the cutting edge. Like even right here, this is what I'm working on. This is how I construct everything. This is how I get the maps. This is how I start seeing the patterns because I'm able to visualize my thoughts and I'm able to condense them to these little blocks and I don't have to write too many words. Okay. So this is a power of visual thinking. And this steps of like being able to step outwards, this is meta. Right? That's the highest frame. Okay. So this is everything I'm doing in this moment. This is how I'm tracking it. This is how I'm logging it. This is how I'm able to see the patterns. So look, first I activated live video. What do I do within live video? I wanted to explain things. But as I started explaining things, it drops me into the emotional shadow. Let's expand this more. Ooh, this is good. This is good. Right. So when I started out, I didn't really know what I was talking about. I don't have a script. All right. So I started out as just speaking to the camera, kind of starting out in the symbolic plane. Like, oh, what am I doing here? I don't know. And letting that be okay. However, I don't know triggers all sorts of shadow. Ooh, this is great. IDK, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. That anything can happen and then I could look bad. It's like, I don't know. So then it dropped me into the emotional game. So I realized it's the emotional game. So the more I try to perform, the deeper it gets because I'm no longer in that game. I'm in the game of acceptance. I'm in the game of love and acceptance of myself. Okay. Love and acceptance. Accept love and acceptance. Whatever. I know one of my challenges is self-abuse. So I meet that with love and acceptance. Oh, okay. And I identify what desire is underneath it. One of the desire is to look good and avoid looking bad. Got that from Landmark. Okay. So, and without making that desire wrong, it just is. And then in this moment, I'm feeling a little tired. Okay, so fear stops me from even starting. It's like, I can't do it, but I've started. And then hurt, well, that one I'm still feeling into. Hmm. I think when anger gives up and feels like it's lost, it goes into hurt. It's like I can't even fight this anymore. So I meet it with love and acceptance. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so know what to do and do it. Know what to do and do it. One task at a time. That feels so good. All right, and that locks into the next task. That avoids distraction, and then I have distraction management, which brings me back to the point. And then I have critical path. Critical. This is my critical path. I am so happy about everything right now. So, this is everything I'm doing right now. Hmm. Hmm. Where is celebrating? Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's not in the primary four. These are the problem emotions. Love and acceptance. When we celebrate, it's acceptance. Okay, so it's here. Thank you, brain. See, my brain just gave me that. It's automatic. We're always dancing with our automatic brain. We ask it questions, it will just give us answers. Hmm. Hmm. I don't even know if Do Not Disturb will work because I'm on Facebook and Facebook Messenger. So that's a that's a subconscious bubble that floated up. We'll see. All right. So, all right, in the emotional game, if I'm angry, I mean it with love and acceptance. I let go of additional weight and shame. I should not feel this way. I should do this. This is the shoulds. Should. Shoulds. So I let go of that. Ooh, okay, then love and acceptance would be down here. Love and acceptance. I have gotten so much more today. So, I have debuted this time management system, Critical Path. Now, this visual thinking, visual language example of being able to track myself in every single moment of where I am, right? When I do a live video, I'm down here. I'm emotional and social. It creates this playground that I can get to do whatever I want in. And I didn't know what to do in the beginning, so it dropped me into the emotional sea. So it then became the emotional game. Then, um, I talked about the different tools I use in the emotional game, and one of the primary ones for shadow work is bringing what's on the inside outside. No longer hiding things that don't need to be hidden. So this is shadow. Whew. And then there's the theater of the now with every single communication. This is also shadow work because this is part of the nature of shadow. Shadow exists within the social dimension, within our own internal social brain, because something happened to us. We ran into critics and people who laughed at us and bullies. So now, the 5 steps. The 5 steps are: one is just the truth. Truth. Like maybe we're good at something, we're bad at something, that's just where we are. And then two, right, is anticipated social rejection. Anticipated social rejection. Rejection. So every time we've been laughed at and made fun of and it really hurt, it created another layer of anticipated social rejection, which then created a response, a masking response. 3, the mask. We're trying to, whatever the truth is, like we're good at something, we're bad at something, we're like, and then we got laughed at, and then we couldn't show the truth anymore, so we masked it. But after a while, number 4 is the split. We're now split within ourselves. Because this isn't true. We're pretending something so we can avoid social rejection. Once we're aware of this, we seek resolution. We coherence. We seek solution. Solution. Reintegration. Parts integration. Reintegration. Unmasking. Solution. So those are the 5 steps. Of social unmasking, of shadow work. Shadow work? Yeah. This is shadow. And it's shadow because I couldn't see it. And it's no longer shadow because I put a light on it and now I know what it is. Truth is, I'm either good at something, I'm bad at something. I got laughed at for being short, for being whatever, you know. So let's pretend, like, it's not like I can pretend not to be short, but like, let's pretend I'm not bad at social situations or not anxious or whatever. And I feel the split within myself. It just doesn't feel right. And so I worked to resolve that within myself. And this is what I'm doing. By realizing that the internal voices is I can externalize it, and then I have an internalized responder. Oh, victim. This could be like the victim response. Bully, victim. This is the coach, and this is the student. These are the good advice. These are the bad advice. And all right, that's 58 minutes. I got 2 more minutes. Whew. All right, so welcome to my morning white paper. I started out by conquering overwhelm, and I have um, now I don't know what to say, which drops me into the emotional sea. And now I've mapped out another sequence of what happens to me. This is how I free myself from these emotional waters, is to know what's going on. Okay. At this point, I can pretty much see where I am at all times. This is the method, the map, health, wealth, relationships. Like this whole map is working. And I don't really know how to wrap this up, but um, the shadow that's activated right now is like, ooh, I want to do something good to wrap this up with. And I'm just going to let it go. I'm here. I was anticipating an emotional dip, and I'm feeling a little bit more of it, but it's not catching me anymore. Because I have this. I have visual thinking, I have visual language, and I have the map. So I know where I am at all times. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's make this bigger. Okay. And this is my, yep, that's what this morning is about. And that's an hour. So I will see you all next time. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.